Lately, more and more people have been describing everyday life in America as dystopian. It used to be a word you'd only hear in science fiction books or movies. But now, many people feel like it's the best way to describe what's happening in the country today.
You will own nothing and be happy. The price of homes will be so expensive that you can't afford a home. And this is where you will end up at. A true 15-minute city with thousands of people on top of each other.
I'm gonna say this one time only. If I catch you vandalizing a flop camera, I'm suddenly gonna catch amnesia and go blind. Cause I didn't see shit, and I don't know nothing.
Okay, you guys, I just got a Camry XSE, and it's the Premium Plus, and I'm over the screen telling me what to do, okay? It keeps telling me to sit up. It can't see my face. I'm like, what? I'm sitting here. It keeps telling me to pay attention. I'm paying attention. Like, what is going on? Stop telling me what to do. How do I turn this off? Please. It's driving me nuts.
I passed 8 flop cameras on the way to my kids' school. 3 gas stations, 2 stoplights, but 8 flop cameras. I live in a rural county. I'm passing more surveillance cameras than I am businesses. That's insane. So yeah, surveillance state. Coming to a rural county near you.
So I think there's a common misconception about these flock safety cameras, and that people think that they're only putting up a few of these cameras. Maybe people think they're putting up like 5 of them or 10 of them in their city, but no, that's not the case. A lot of times there are so many of these cameras being put up. If we take a look at Texas, Harris County has about 480 flock cameras. If we look at the greater Houston area, they have nearly 3,800 flock cameras. If you go down to rural areas, even rural towns are getting 28 cameras, 50 plus cameras. This is a much, much bigger deal than people realize. This is the mass surveillance network being established.
I feel like everybody is having a hard time right now, like even the stable people. I personally am having like an identity existential crisis, but even my stable friends are like shutting down their Instagrams, like closing down their Facebooks, even if it's just for a month. I know stable people who are like losing their minds at night. Finances, government, data centers, AI, like the future. I think we're actually all collectively freaking out. Am I alone with that?
So yeah, I'm the first one to have a mini data center in my house. They're paying me monthly to house this data center. Pretty sweet. So if you can't beat them, work with them, I guess, you know? So anyways, this data center went in a couple days ago, and it's producing all of your Google results in the 100 square mile from this location. So if you were to type in, hey Google, what's the weather like tomorrow? I can modify this system to say, don't worry about it, it's gonna be 500 degrees, you won't make it out alive. That's the kind of thing that this is producing. So they're paying me money to have this here, information's coming in, and I'm able to send the information out. Pretty wild. And if you want one of these in your house, let me know. They'll pay you to put one in.
I've made videos talking about these driver monitors and how it's constantly watching you when you drive the car, but there is something that's very creepy about them. In real life, this is all that you see, is this kind of little black rectangle above the steering wheel. But if you have the right frame rate set on your camera, you can see the 2 red dots that are tracking your eyes. So you have these invisible red eyes that are constantly staring at you.
It isn't a joke. They literally want to put a mini data center on everybody's home. And the way that they're selling this to people is, wait, you'll only have to pay 1 flat fee of about $150 a month for Wi-Fi and electricity. Now, I know, we all think we wouldn't be dumb enough to do that, would we? Except the fact that everybody's electricity cost is going up and up and up and up and up and up and up because of the data centers being put in everywhere. So listen to this.
with JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley on a financing package for a data center in El Paso, Texas, to the tune of $13 billion, mostly in debt. Amid continued demand for data centers, there has been increasing pushback from local communities about these facilities, but one company is offering a potential solution, and Diana Olick has the story in this week's Property Play. Hi, Di.
Hey Morgan, yeah, it's an unlikely partnership. Span, which is a startup that makes smart electrical home panels, is teaming up with NVIDIA and PulteGroup, a major U.S. home builder. Span is now making small fractional data centers, they call them nodes, that can be put on the side of residential homes. So the idea is to take advantage of unused electrical capacity on local grids, which the Span smart panels find. Now, a network of these nodes talking to each other across the country is the equivalent of a mid-sized traditional data center. So these could actually negate the need to build as many of those huge data centers. Hyperscalers and AI cloud providers just tap into the node network like a regular data center. Now, Span collaborated with NVIDIA using its technology in the system. Span claims it can install 8,000 of these units about 6 times faster and at 5 times lower cost than the construction of a typical centralized 100 megawatt data center of the same size. Now, Pulte Homes is in on the early testing phase, looking at the capabilities and economics of these nodes, which have already been deployed in a handful of communities. Okay, so why would a homeowner want this?
So
well,
we did it
because
left
they would
and
just
they
have to
did
pay
it right.
one flat
We
fee
don't
for
want
electricity
huge data
and
centers
Wi-Fi,
sucking up
which
fresh
Stan said
water,
would be roughly about
polluting the air.
$150 total, so a
Right.
lot less than
Okay.
probably your usual
So
bill.
this
Now,
is
for
there.
much more on this story and the
Way
latest
around it.
Property Play podcast with the CEO of a company looking to...
This is breaking news. Starting in 2027, refrigerator manufacturers will no longer sell refrigerators with automatic ice makers unless you have a subscription fee. That's right, starting in 2027, for 1 year you can buy a refrigerator and it will make ice for you if you want. But after that 12-month period is over, you're going to have to pay a $29.95 subscription fee in order to get ice made in your refrigerator. It's just every year, at the beginning of the year, you will pay a $29.95 fee, and your refrigerator will be allowed to continue to make ice. Should you fail to pay that fee, of course, you have no subscription, they will shut off your ice making capabilities, and you will just have a regular refrigerator. It's starting in 2027. Let me know what you think in the comments, and like and follow for more.
If you were raised in the 80s and 90s, how are you adjusting now? At 2026, how do you feel? I'm not even gonna lie. Some days I'm not well. To think about then and think about now and know that it'll never be the same, it's something. I can remember the late 80s going to the movie theater. Me, my mama, my cousins, my aunt, 10, 11 of us, right? One of them pull out a $50 bill, hand it to the cashier. We got popcorn, drinks, the movie tickets, everything, and they get change back. We in the theater fighting over the cup holder and the armrest because we got so much candy and chips and hot dogs in our hands, happy, smiling. I took my 15-year-old daughter to the movies today, just me and her. Got the tickets, right? Mind you, it's a 2:30 show. It ain't even late at night. Tickets. Small popcorn for her, small for me, small drink, $54.86. I don't even have no more words. I can't even.
Hey, so did you guys notice that literally nobody cares about anything anymore? Like actually, like nobody cares. Apparently, they came out on the news and they said that the aliens are here, they're among us. I don't know what. I don't follow the news. Just somebody came on this app and said, "Hey, did you guys know that the news said that there's aliens and blah blah blah? I don't know what." And nobody cares. There's a massive explosion threat out in Garden Grove, California, and nobody cares. People are still going to Disneyland like, "Oh, cool. If we die, we die." I don't know, it's just like people are just sick and tired of all the lies, like they've been lying to us, or, you know, I don't know what. It's just like we've had it up to here, and at this point we're just like, it is what it is, whatever happens, happens. Like, nothing is a shock to us anymore. Or what? Like, aliens can come to our front door. And we'll just open the door and be like, oh, hey, what's up? You want to come inside for dinner? What do you guys like? No? Maybe we'll get fun.
This is what Walmart's new AI system says when you call to ask for help.
This call and your voice may be recorded for quality or other business purposes, including fraud prevention.
Your call and your voice will be recorded for quality or other business purposes, including fraud prevention. I like how they put that at the end to kind of make your brain feel like it's a safe thing. It's not, because I looked into what other business purposes could be, and it is not limited to AI training, voice cloning data sets, emotion tracking, behavioral analysis, customer profiling, speech recognition systems. What ethically could you use that for?
Explain to me what this is. I was just driving and I noticed this camera staring at me. There's a camera poking on both sides. You're not slick. What is this, Arizona? Explain to me. There's a cable going on the backside, runs up here and just goes off in the distance.
So my first thought here was this had to be a flock safety camera.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Bayat Dawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. So, okay, Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson unto the body, to the few sincere believers and listeners. And what you have here on screen is from American News. It says more and more people are realizing what's happening in America and they're furious. Okay? So, you know, all the people that you just saw complaining about this and that and flock and surveillance and how nobody cares about anything anymore. You know, people are just, you know, at that point, man, it's just fuck it. And the whole thing with the flock cameras, you know, people are weary of that because, in fact, in America, there's never been a such thing as privacy. Nobody has a right to privacy. So let me get the book of Job. Job. Excuse me, hold on. Excuse me. Bear with me one moment. This is the book of Slakia. I don't know why it slipped my mind, but this is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who, or if not, where, and who is he? So, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Alright, and the reason I'm bringing this out is because, you know, look at what's going on. This man is caught, you know, he's caused confusion, he's caused distress, he's caused oppression, he's caused so much problems to where people are just fed up. People are just fed up with the bullshit. People are just tired. They're tired and they've had it. And this is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay, people have been in a state of mourning for the last 6 years, ever since the C-19 scheme-demic. Okay, America's been on a decline even before that, actually. Okay? You know, people are, you know, about these data centers, you know, and like that one dude, they paid him to have a data center in his house. Like they're doing everything that they can possible gradually to get the people to comply, using whatever tactic that they can to get the people to go along with their program. Data centers in your own home, and you have to pay a fee. And like when you watch more of this video, they'll get more into it. I'll play it once I'm done, but I'm just gonna get a few more scripts. But this is the book of Baruch. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8, and it says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power." Okay, we are yet this day in our captivity, man. Okay, not only has this devil suppressed, first and foremost, the nation of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but he's oppressed and enslaved the whole world, pretty much. But these other nations, they're rising up, they're coming together, and they're getting tired of this. They're getting tired of this devil, and even your everyday run-of-the-mill Edomite over here in America, they're getting tired of their own people. Okay? As things keep getting harder and harder and harder and worse, you know, people are just at that point where they're about ready to snap. Okay? You know, desperate times call for desperate measures, man. This devil, in fact, let me get that scripture. It's let me see. I know it's in Revelation. There it is. Revelation 6:4. "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth." So this devil is taking the peace away from the earth. People aren't living comfortably anymore. People are not happy. People are upset. People are apprehensive. People are on edge. People are just desensitized by all the lies and all the bullshit. It's just whatever, man. I'm just gonna live my life however the hell I want to. And you got people that are just speaking out against the powers that be. These peaceful protests, like that ain't doing shit. Eventually it's gonna get to a point where the masses are going to get physical. Okay? And that time is vastly approaching, where everybody's just going to go mad. You know? The way this devil is running things and the way he has everything set up to usher in his new world order, people are about to just go bonkers. Alright, let's continue to play this video.
But it turns out this is not a flock camera, it's a surveillance camera. And who's it used for? It's used by local governments and law enforcement. So, yes, law enforcement uses these and they hide them and disguise the cameras inside disclosures like this. So they put fake electrical logos on these boxes so you think they're electrical boxes, but really what they are is they're just covert poll cameras that law enforcement can use to monitor the public. So yeah, see, look at this. See, fake and repurposed meter boxes that are attached to utility poles. So let's take a look here at the video again. And if we will go ahead and we pull forward, we see that this is a fake utility box. And look what it's attached to. A pole.
Do you want to know why they want to make society cashless? If you do something they don't like, they can freeze your card and you won't be able to buy anything.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so everyone has lost their fucking mind. Apartment hunting, housing market, renting, whatever it is, you've absolutely lost your mind. So as I sit here apartment hunting here in Los Angeles, would you believe that I came across this place, $2,500 a month, okay, 1 bedroom, no utilities included, you have to pay for your parking, bare bones, 3 times the rent, $650 minimum credit, okay? I scroll down to the bottom and I see that in order for you to access your unit that you were paying $2,500 for, okay, you must subscribe to a monthly membership to use your key fob. If you don't, you will not be able to access your unit that you pay $2,500 for. What are we doing? I know why people are burning down warehouses, and I know why people are running up on CEOs and sending them back to their maker. People are tired, and it is only going to get worse. This is quite literally something that the average American will not just work their way out of. They will not skip a latte out of. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? What are we doing?
I swear every millennial in 2026 is just totally ready to pull a complete 180 because we basically grew up in an era where we watched innovation make life genuinely better every single year. Like think when cell phones first came out, or iPods, digital cameras, smartphones, when there was literally an app for everything. Like we were so incredibly pumped, and then it just turned. Everything became a subscription. Social media became an algorithm. A sandwich costs $20 for whatever reason, and you can't go 24 hours without some sort of once-in-a-lifetime event coming directly to your phone, which is now, by the way, a 7-inch supercomputer that was designed to command our attention 24/7. Like, where I'm getting at. We were sold on the idea that technology was going to bring convenience and make things more affordable, and it just snowballed into whatever era we are currently living in today. And now, almost every millennial I know would basically gladly trade all of it for a job as a park ranger who only needs a flip phone, who lives out west in like a tiny town with this cute little diner on the corner where the waitress knows their order.
Yo, I mean, so for real, are y'all not terrified of the way that the world is going? Like, I'm being actually sick.
So, you know, more and more people are coming out with their, with their stories of how hard life is right now. Okay, and the ICE or the vanilla force out here where I live, they're gonna start making it to where you have to pay for parking in certain areas of the city. Yeah. So, subject to payments. They're making you pay for every little thing that they could put a patent on and make you pay. Okay? You can't tell me that this man is not the devil. You can't. And what a patent is an open letter or official document from some authority granting permission to do something, a license granting an office, right, or title. So, yeah. This is just you can't. This we're in Esau Edom's kingdom. We're in hell. And also, Patton says granting a right, privilege, or power. So, you know, like that one lady said that, you know, paying for an apartment, paying for parking and this and that, and for her keys, subscription for use her keys and all that. This is something that the average American cannot get by on a, you know, people. It's only going to get worse, and people are going to just lose it. So, in fact, that's let's see. This is 2 Esdras 15. Starting at verse 10, it says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter." Yeah, because Jake love it here. He doesn't want to give up that whole Stockholm syndrome that he's stuck on. "I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." Okay? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai will not suffer us to dwell in this land for much longer. His elect. Lord willing that we're a part of the elect. Verse 11, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues, as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." And this Egypt is not talking about ancient Egypt. It's talking about the modern day Egypt, which is aka America, aka Babylon, aka Rome, aka Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is systematically bringing this place down, brick by brick, piece by piece. In verse 12, "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the power shall bring upon it." Okay? Verse 13, "They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting of hail and with a fearful constellation." So people won't be able to grow their own food here because, you know, Esau Edom is outlawing that, and plus with all these forest fires, just burning away everything. Verse 14, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." 15, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." 16, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So, you know, if this devil keeps poking at the bear, as I was saying goes, you keep poking the bear, you're gonna get a response, but it's not gonna be the response that you desire. But in this devil's case, yeah, it's going to be the one that he desires, because he wants all out chaos to break, so he can go and usher in his so-called solution. Okay? But at the end of the day, in the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 6, "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh hath not done it?" So, the trumpet being the prophets out there on the highways and byways, letting you know, hey, this thing's, it's about to be a wrap. And shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? Doesn't the scripture say that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai controls both the light and the dark? "I, the Lord, do all these things," pursuant to Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai ultimately is the one that's doing all this. Okay? So, let's continue.
For real, have y'all heard about all of the issues that are happening in Kentucky right now? With all of these babies and shit that are right next to a fucking data center? Do y'all see all these diseases and bugs and shit that the government is dropping off at our front doors? Like, do y'all realize you can't hide it anymore? Like, it's more than just buying, like, Back to Nature. It's more than buying, B-ups. It's more than buying, Cascadian, like, it's bigger than this, right? Like, you can't get away from it. It's much bigger than just buying good brands. It's in everything. It's in our eggs, our chicken, everything. So you can't tell me that most of you guys in America right now living like this have enough money to go start an entire fucking farm. So what are y'all doing besides trusting the government still? What are we doing? Like, when are we all going to come together at some point and fucking change the outcome of our lives? Like, what the fuck is going on? I can't even fathom that there's still a few of you that, like, turn the news and just, like, sit there with your popcorn and, like, wait for the next, like, big deal that we're supposed to believe. Like, I can't believe there's, like, a group of people out there that do that. Like, I truly can't believe it. Like, I would almost often to say that, like, y'all need to go get tested or something for real. Like, if you are, like, actually gonna, I don't know. But, like, I am terrified. Like, we're not hurting, okay, at all. I am fucking terrified, okay? There's not enough ammo, there's not enough kills. There's not enough water, there's not enough food that'll stay good on the shelf. Like, there's not enough animals, there's not enough livestock. I don't know what y'all are doing, what y'all are believing, but, like, I don't think we're going to survive what is, like, coming. Like, we might, but the little people that we created, like, I don't think they will. And I'm, like, so scared. Like, I don't think anybody is paying attention to, like, what they're doing besides a very small amount of people, and it's not gonna be enough. And I'm so scared. Like, I'm scared for the lack of, like, information that humanity is willing to take in and actually, like, look at. Like, the ability to ignore everything that's happening right in front of you is something that Americans have fucking 100% got A+ in. 100%. Like, nothing matters unless it's happening right here. And, like, what the fuck?
I think I speak for all millennials when I say we're tired in a way that feels permanent. It's not like I stayed up too late type of tired, or I just need a good night's rest tired. No, it's more like I have 507 open tabs in my brain that I can't close type of tired. And I think it's because we've been conditioned to, like, always be on. There's always something we forgot, or need to schedule, or need to buy, or need to remember next week. And the rare instance that we do get a second to relax, our brains are still working. They're still running the background process, like updating the anxiety or installing new stress for absolutely no reason. But the craziest part is that, like, we've gotten so used to it, we don't even talk about it anymore. You'll ask somebody, how you doing? They'll say, tired. And everybody just kind of nods along like, yep, that checks out. We don't even ask why. Because at this point, being tired isn't like an occasional feeling. It's become part of our operating system. Like, honestly, I don't think millennials need more sleep. I think we all just need one day where absolutely nothing requires our attention.
Whatever you do not buy a new car. Do not buy a new car. You need to listen to this now. So starting in 2027, every single vehicle is going to be equipped with this AI technology that's going to be able to read your face, your eyes, and listen to every conversation you have. They just passed a law, and it's going to start in 2027. Doesn't matter, what vehicle you're looking at, this is going to have this technology in it. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to read your face and scan your face, and if you happen to look like you are looking away from the road, or if it may think that you're impaired, it's going to shut the car off immediately. Or it will not allow your car to start, for one. But if you are driving and let's say you look away from the windshield for 5 seconds, you're looking at, scenery or whatever the case may be, it's going to immediately deactivate your vehicle, and it's not going to restart it for X amount of hours. It's also going to have technology that listens to your conversation. Now, if you're having a conversation that may be a little controversial to what the law may think, it's going to automatically alert the police that this conversation is, let's say, of high alert. What it's then going to do is send that little conversation, that script, immediately to the local police department, whatever police department is closest to the vehicle, and the police are then going to go through that footage, and they could be knocking on your door. So I think that this is absolutely ridiculous, very scary, extremely controlling. I mean, if you think that what they're doing now is controlling, this is hitting another level. Therefore, if you're looking to buy a new vehicle in the next 6 to 10 months, I highly recommend you look at vehicles 26 and below, because I mean you're riding a really thin line if you purchase a vehicle in 2027. It's going to make the market, I believe, the car market tank. This is extremely scary, extremely intrusive, and like I said, the bill has already been passed by Trump. So just another thing that we have to look out for. Our country is becoming controlling. They are controlling every part of our entire existence, and they're doing it so quickly. I mean, they're just hitting all areas of our life, and they're taking away every ounce of freedom that we have. Chime in. Let me know your thoughts on this.
Flock cameras are not just crime deterrents. They are watching you, they are logging you, even if you do not commit a crime. They have systems that log your license plate, your vehicle details, the time that you were there, the location. They can catalog your make, model, color, bumper stickers, roof racks, even visible damage to your vehicle down to scratches and dents. And then they store that data in searchable databases used by police and other three-letter agencies across the country. That is not just crime prevention. That is mass surveillance being marketed to us as safety. Well, don't do crime and you'll be okay. You are thinking way too small. You are quite literally still inside of the box. You trust the government with a permanent surveillance network? Freedom means being left alone by the state unless you have actually done something, not being tracked just in case. And something that absolutely baffles me is the fact that the CEO of Flock Safety has already compared people exposing the camera locations and criticizing these systems to terrorists and Antifa. That should alarm everyone. That is how civil liberties get eroded. First by labeling dissent as dangerous, then by expanding surveillance in the name of security, right? And before I show you what a flock looks like, let's talk about my own city. If these cameras are just harmless crime deterrents, why is Louisville, Kentucky fighting so hard to keep their location?
I've seen a few posts about this and I wanted to comment on it because I have a personal experience with it. Is that something that's happening in the future?
So, it's almost over, but anyway, you get it. You get the idea where this is going. So, it's this devil's about to come down with great wrath. And Lord willing that things pop off sooner than later, because we're ready to get out of here. We're tired of this. But we gotta do what we gotta do and finish and see this thing all the way through. But Lord willing that this lesson was edifying to the body and to the few sincere believers and listeners. And with that, I'd like to give all the honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Bayath Dabadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom, Barakatam.
Something that's happening now. I rented a car in Europe, and as the woman handed me the car keys, she said, "This is a brand new car," and she was like super excited about it. She was like, "It's 2026, it's a brand new car," and I was like, "Awesome! No one's had a chance to like fart or smoke in it. This will be great." And I had driven it for a day or two, and I was getting on a highway. It was a 6-lane highway, and all of a sudden the gas stopped working, and I'm pressing on the gas. I can't get the car to go. So the car is dinging and it's making all this noise, and I can't figure out what's going on. And I look at the dashboard, And in English, it says, sit up straight, we can't find your eyes. Why do you need to see my eyes? That was my first thought. And I'm short, so I sit low in the seat, and I guess, I don't know, maybe I'd been driving a while and I kind of slouched down more instead of sitting upright. And when I sat upright, the gas would work once again. And so I pressed the gas, but I was slowing down enough that it was going to cause a traffic hazard. And the thing is, it knew I wasn't asleep because I was pressing on the gas. So it knew I was awake. It just wanted to see my eyes. So once I sat upright and leaned forward, I guess it did facial recognition. And then it says, may I send you these results to a third party? To which I said, no, you may not. No. Who is the third party? First of all, who's watching me drive the car to begin with? Secondly, who is the third party you're sending it to? And lastly, it is so dangerous. There are so many scenarios where losing control of the gas can put a car in a very dangerous situation. Like, what if I was pulling out in front of a semi-truck? What if I was going over a railroad track? And the absolute worst part is the argument for this is to combat sleepy drivers. And the truth is, if you fall asleep while you're driving, you're not going to be pushing down all the way on the gas. You're going to let up. You're going to relax. No one keeps their foot pointed while they're asleep. And if they say, well, what about cruise control? Then just take off cruise control. Disable cruise control in cars. That's the solution. Not, I need to see your eyeballs for the car to work. There's so many dangerous implications for this. But even if you're using it just for the good implication, sleepy drivers, we need to see eyeballs at all times, it's still wrong. It's still a stupid idea.
I'd love to hear what you think. What's your perspective on where America is heading right now? Do you think everyday life is starting to resemble a dystopian society? Personally, I believe certain aspects definitely do, especially when it comes to surveillance technology. Massive data centers and everything connected to them. But that's just my opinion. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for joining the discussion. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.